All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. We are back at it again, picking up where we left off. Now we're going to get into Xuan and Lynx in this video. 2-in-1, 2-for-1 special.
Let's move on to an old friend of ours, the Master Diviner, Lady Xuan.
Very vibrant aesthetic and design. A little bit of domain expansion there, huh? That is one gorgeous ultimate.
Oh, her.
I'll be honest, guys. I know I had a lot of jokes and a lot of things to say about Imbibitor Lunay's trailer. That was just that much stuff to talk about, truly. With her trailer, I don't really have any catchphrases, any funny things to really point out. I just have sheer admiration for the animation quality of her kit. Her kit looks absolutely freaking gorgeous. So big props to the animation development team. She really reminds me of Mona. Like, she gives off the Mona aesthetic, the Mona cosmic energy, astrology design. Like, that's what her kit really screams at me, and it looks really freaking cool. I think she has the most beautiful kit animations in the game. But let's continue on here.
I wonder, how'd she fare against a Star Knot, though?
Oh, yeah, I can't see her swatting one of those out of the sky.
Okay.
Xuan might have something to say about that.
Oh, okay.
Our hexagrammatic position is fluctuating between the Earth and water trigrams. What do we have to fear? Let us counter this menace directly with the might of the Xianzhou.
Oh,
Bro,
translation.
she switched up
Hexagram
the
says
voice.
let's do this.
She switched up that voice on a swivel, man. That is impressive. That is a gorgeous VA. Hold up, bro.
High above, amid a hail of bullets, came the words.
Your every move has been foreseen.
By the omniscient.
She has a wonderful voice. Okay, let's go ahead and move on a little bit here, get into the good
her
stuff.
Bullet deflection game. It's time to take a look at how the Master Diviner showcases her abilities on the
Okay,
battlefield.
here we go.
Xuan is a quantum-type character, following the path of preservation. But where other path of preservation characters mainly use shields for defense, Xuan takes a different road.
Precisely. After using her skill, Xuan activates the Matrix of Prescience, which lasts for a set number of turns. This allows Xuan to absorb some of that damage for her allies. When the Matrix of Prescience is active, it grants the knowledge effect to the entire team, increasing characters' max HP and crit rate.
Okay.
Xuan's talent offers a
So the skill, just to give a quick, TLDR, basically what you just said is you pop her skill, you get a field that comes around your team for a set number of turns, and it's going to increase your HP and it's going to increase your crit rate for the entire party. Now, this is, I think, one of those things that can easily be overlooked to a degree. We don't know the exact percentages of the crit rate and the HP, right? But what I will say is giving crit rate to the entire party as a sustainer is actually very freaking huge, because most teams are going to need a sustainer, right? Unless you're trying to spend 10 hours zero cycling, you're going to need a sustainer. You're going to need a healer or a protector. And the fact that that protector is increasing the HP of your team and also increasing the crit rate of your team is actually a very high value perk to have on that protector. I just wanted to point that out. Also, if you guys will notice, there's one little tick down here. This is her stacks for her recovering HP once she drops below 50% HP, which it will explain that here in a bit.
variety of effects. Firstly, Xuan can provide a permanent misfortune avoidance state, reducing the damage taken by the entire team. Secondly, when Xuan's HP drops below a set percentage, she recovers a set percentage of HP.
God,
POV,
that is a gorgeous animation, man. I was gonna like chime in on what she was saying, but hold on, we just gotta go back and watch this again. That was gorgeous.
When the Matrix of Prescience is active, it grants the knowledge effect to the entire team, increasing characters' max HP and crit rate. Xuan's talent offers a variety of effects. Firstly, Xuan can provide a permanent misfortune avoidance state, reducing the damage taken by the entire team.
Which, by the way, that is huge, right? Reducing damage for the entire team. Again, they're not specifying the percentages, which is really fucking annoying, if I'm being honest. Like, dear, just specify the percentages, bro. Dear God. But it is what it is. Reducing damage for the entire team, however much that is going to play a significant role because her skill is already mitigating a huge chunk of damage from the team. But now her talent is reducing even more damage from when they get hit. So now you got two different damage mitigating factors in one person's kit. So the next factor is, does she heal? Does she provide a shield, right? If all she's doing is mitigating damage from everyone else without a heal factor, well, then the next question becomes, is that going to be good enough for her to be a solo sustainer? Because if she's not a solo sustainer, she's going to be a garbage unit. But something tells me she's 100% going to be a solo sustainer. Again, I have to speak this way without revealing anything they haven't revealed. It's cringe, but I have to. It is what it is.
Fu Xuan's HP drops below a set percentage, she recovers a set percentage of HP.
That is so gorgeous. So look, and I want y'all to pay attention to how much health she just recovered back right there. That's a fat amount of health, but it's only applicable to herself. And that makes sense because she's probably gonna have very high taunt value being a preservation unit. She's also taking damage that the other team is taking. So she needs something to bring her health back up to the top. And that is her talent. You'll notice that the little bar went away, right? So you can have up to 2 stacks of this bad boy.
Fu Xuan's enemy.
And it triggers upon her getting reduced below 50% HP.
That's not all. Fu Xuan's ultimate deals quantum damage to all enemies, but it also increases the frequency of her talent's HP restoration effect. Oh,
that
and I almost forgot to mention,
is a
Fu Xuan's
gorgeous
technique
freaking ultimate, guys. God bless, that's a gorgeous ultimate, man. Let's go back a little more.
Fu Xuan's ultimate deals quantum damage to all enemies, but it also increases the frequency of her talent's HP restoration effect. Oh, and I almost forgot to mention.
Oh my god, bro. I just thought about it, bro. That's the freaking Lord of the Rings Eye of Sauron. The Eye of Sauron. Where the Lord of the Rings fans at, bro? Y'all know I'm gonna throw something in there. I got all the references.
Technique can grant a barrier for the whole team that lasts for a set duration. During exploration, the barrier blocks all enemy attacks, thereby preventing battles that would otherwise have triggered in this way.
I think that's a very, very nice QOL technique to have, and there's more to it as well. But just from the QOL perspective, there's many times where I don't want to fight any enemies. I'm just trying to go around the map and do my thing. Depending on the duration, it might be cringe, but just the fact that I can now run around the map without getting aggroed by enemies, amazing, huge. But it continuing on, they're still going to continue talking about what the talent or the technique also does.
Her technique also activates the matrix of prescience automatically at the start of the next battle.
Huge, huge W. Go back. That is a huge, huge W, gentlemen. And the reason I say that is because that is a skill point efficiency perk for her kit. You're gonna have to because her skill is the very thing that's giving your team the damage mitigation, the HP increase, as well as the well, I can't mention that either. Oh my god, that's so cringe. Damage mitigation in the heal. Long story short, you want her skill uptime up 100% of the time, right? You want her skill uptime up 100% of the time. So because of this, going into battle with it already active means you don't have to waste a skill point. So she's skill point friendly in this aspect. That's huge.
Enemy attacks, thereby preventing battles that would otherwise have triggered in this way.
Okay, I think that's all she wrote for what they were talking about. Now, I guess we can talk about what I think her presence is going to be, where her value lies with regards to, you know, pulling her. I know a lot of you guys are probably asking yourselves, should we pull her, should we not? And y'all want to hear my thoughts on it. I think if you skipped Lorcha, she is a very high value. Unfortunately, there's a huge, huge factor of her kit that was just completely skipped by these guys. Completely unfortunate, but I can't say anything about it. You know why I can't? If you don't have Lorcha, I think you should absolutely pick her up or try to pick her up. She's just that, she's going to be a side grade to Lorcha. But the crit rate increase and the HP increase, obviously this is going to be a huge value for Blade. This is also going to be a very huge value for Jing Yuan and characters who are just a little bit shy of the optimal crit rate value required to switch from a crit rate piece to a crit damage piece on the body. So she's very valuable in that regard as well. And then of course, if she's a solo sustainer, if she's capable of solo sustaining, which I know she will be capable of this. That's going to be very huge as well. Because then I think just from purely getting sweaty in the meta, MOC 10, clearing it in the least amount of cycles, having somebody on the team who is a solo sustainer that also provides all these beneficial supportive values The only leftover factor is, can she deal adequate damage as well? Because the thing that brings the real value out of support units is not only them being able to heal and keep your team alive, but what else can they do? You know what I mean? Crowd control, cleanse, that's a very big factor in a support's cleanse. If they're cleansing, huge. If they're dealing damage and cleansing, huge. This is why Lorcha is so high up the tier list in the meta, because he brings all these things to the table. So can she meet those same things? And if she can, yes, she's a very high value. At the bare minimum, she'll be a side grade to Lorcha. The final factor is, obviously, if you want to run your mono quantum teams, there is Silverwolf, Scylla, and then now it's going to be her as well. You can potentially, you could potentially run a full-blown mono quantum team. So I think that's of high value as well. But what I do want to say is, if you do own Lorcha, she has very niche benefit to picking her up on your account. I'm gonna pick her up, run her through, show you all the ways to play her when she releases, because that's just my content. But yeah, I think she's an easy skip if you have Lorcha. I'll say that right now. But I think she's a must-have unit, or not a must-have. She's a high-value unit for Jing Yuan, because he needs that crit rate. He needs the factor that they didn't mention. And then she's gonna be really good with Blade as well. Yeah. So I like her. I like her a lot. She's looking real cool. She's also looking like a unit that's not a must-have. I do want to make sure that is clear for the free-to-play units. You don't need her unless you don't have Lorcha. Then you kind of need her. All right, let's move on to a Lynx.
We're moving swiftly on to our final character.
All right, here we go.
It's time we introduced a young girl from Bellaba, Lynx Landau.
Let's go.
So this is the 4-star healer that we've already heard about. She's adorable. I admit, she's adorable. Not my kind of character, but she's got a freaking pickaxe, dude. She needs to work behind the desk at the Pokemon Healing Center.
Name ring a bell? You got it. She's the younger sister of Serval and Japard.
I'm gonna go ahead and keep it a buck, guys. I did not know she was the younger sister of Japard and Serval, and I'm sure I don't skip the story in this game, by the way. I've kept up with everything, but I mean, I also don't take it that serious. They probably mentioned it, and I probably forgot, but I had no clue that she was the sister of those two.
Landau.
You know, is it just me, or should everyone in the overworld be taking tips from Lynx? She's the only person I've seen who's dressed for the Eternal Freeze.
Yeah,
like,
true.
Are the majority of Belabagians frost resistant or something?
Well, Japard kind of is dressed for the occasion.
I think those Geomarrow heaters.
Okay, let's skip on to the good stuff.
Her skill can restore HP to a single ally and grant them survival response for a set number of turns, boosting their max HP. If an ally with survival response follows the paths of destruction or preservation, the likelihood of them being targeted by enemy attacks increases.
Whoa! I didn't pay attention to that the first time I walked through. So they have to be following the path of destruction and preservation specifically. Interesting. I wonder if there's a future character coming out who's going to be broken, is not of those paths, and that's the mere reason why they had to specify it. Anyways, obviously, huge value for Blade for the free-to-play audience. Again, if you don't have Lorcha, she's going to be a phenomenal. I'm actually blown away at her value. Let's go ahead and finish this, but that alone is so huge for Blade. It increases his HP, heals him, and gives him aggro value so that he's getting targeted and hit more than everybody else so that he can trigger his passive. Dear God, dude. They just completely obliterated Natasha and Bailu. I swear, bro. I swear, this 4-star character, the only argument people are going to be able to make is Bailu's ability to bring people back to life, which it is a value, and Bailu is good. And then her incredibly broken heals. But heals aren't necessary to the sweaty gamer of Honkai Star Rail to the degree that Bailu provides them. It's more necessary to have a cleanse and just keep people alive just enough for you to get through those runs. But yeah, with that being said, this 4-star healer is just, it sounds immaculate. Okay, here we go.
Lynx's ultimate restores health too and dispels 1 debuff from each ally. That thing's huge!
Guys, this is a 4-star. She cleanses the whole party, bro. I mean, it's just 1 debuff, but still, 1 is all you need, bro, for the whole party, and heals them.
I know. Yo, talk about a hard pill to swallow, huh? Anyone? Sarah? No?
That was actually kind of funny. I'm not gonna lie.
Fits it in her backpack.
sometimes big things come in small packages. You know, I forgot to mention Lynx's
Whoa.
talent. It can grant a continuous healing effect to targets of her skill and ultimate for a set number of turns. This effect
Heals, then provides continuous healing, then cleanses. Oh my god, dude.
further
And
restores
provides
some amount of
HP,
to
aggro
characters
value.
with survival response. Similarly, her technique can also grant a continuous healing effect for a set number of turns, but to the entire team. Talk about being a reliable healer.
I don't know if you're going to
That's
use
our
that over
little
everything else, though, if you have to hit the
explore.
target. Do you have to hit the
A
target on that?
reliable healer number of turns, but to
Oh, yeah.
the entire
I think you have to hit the target on that. If you do, that's totally not worth it. Okay, that is going to be it for both old girl and Lynx. I will say Lynx is looking very strong. I gotta pay respect here, guys. They made a very good free-to-play friendly character for those who cannot afford Fu Xuan or Lorcha. She is a great 4-star option. She's not gonna be as valuable as those two, but she is really freaking solid. So don't feel like you have to pull Fu Xuan, and don't feel too bad about not pulling Lorcha because you got a banger of a 4-star option coming. It's just insane. Those are my thoughts on both two characters. Let me know down below what you guys think. Thanks for watching. Be sure to follow my Twitter account. We're going to be putting more updates out on Twitter as well. And I'll catch you guys on the flip side. I'm out.